we will start the interview Dr. Francis Lai for today. And I would like to introduce Dr. Francis Lai. If I'm wrong, you can correct me.
Sure.
So far as I know, you are 83 years old, but still very strong.
Inside, not so strong.
Yeah.
Outside, very good.
And you are the pioneer surveyors from Singapore, where Mr. Lee sent you to England to study surveyor instead of medical doctors. Because
no, my ambition was to be an accountant. I'm never good at biology. I'm very good in maths. Very good in maths. I got in school. I got maths first prize for all the whole standard. That means 4 classes. I'm first for about 6 years in a row.
Wow!
Mathematics, very good.
Yes.
English language and literature, second.
Ah.
Geography, 3.
Yeah.
Physics, 4. So
I
I'm
see.
not good in biology. Biology last.
I see.
So when I apply for scholarship,
this, so far as I know, you are sent by Mr. Lee Kuan Yew to study surveyor in England. That may be now, say, over 70 years ago.
I can tell the exact date, right? I applied for scholarship in 1962. I applied for scholarship. At that time, when I applied, I asked for accountancy as number 1, my choice. But they didn't give it to me. The Lee Kuan Yew government says there's no need for so many good accountants. No need for so many good medical doctors. No need for so many good architects.
Not many surveyors in your countries.
But we need quantity surveyors. We need valuers. So he asked me what to choose. Then I make a bit of research. There are already about 3 chartered quantity surveyors in Singapore already. No chartered valuers then. So I say I do valuation first. So in 1962, they sent me to do the valuation course in London.
I see. And lately, you study your bachelor degree in property valuation. Your master in what fields?
Very interesting. I got 2 bachelors. First, valuation.
Yes, sir.
Then I returned to Singapore to work in housing and development board. And then I was asked to come back again to do quantity surveying.
Oh, I see.
So I qualified in valuation 1966, quantity surveying 1969.
Wow, I see.
And I did not do any more studies until when I retired from Singapore, come and work in New Zealand, and I do my MBA in Australia.
Oh, I see. Very good.
MBA in management. What do you call it? Because it's new term. They call it IT management.
Ah, very good. And in which university?
The university is near Melbourne. Let me just, I must recollect the name first. No, Deakin. D-E-A-K-I-N. Deakin.
I see.
I do a part-time. Part-time, I will go there for 1 or 2 semesters for part-time 3 years. So I got my MBA in this IT technology way in 19. Let me see. I qualified together with my number 3 daughter together. So I qualified in 19. Let me see now. I come back already here 1970. Let me see now. 70. No, 70. No, 1975, I think.
I see. And
no, sorry, 85.
Oh, your memory is very good. And which you got a PhD in which field, sir?
PhD is another interesting. PhD in religion.
Oh, religion.
a comparative religion. Compare, in religion, in Christian, compare with Islam, compare with Buddhist. Three together. Yes. At Assumption University.
Oh, I see. And
I tell you what. Let me tell you first. Why? They want me to start a course. Assumption University want me to start a course in valuation. And then they want, it's not a full-time job, but the name is full-time, right?
Nice.
But they can't pay me so much money. So I traded, very good Chinese style. I said, all right, don't worry, you can pay me whatever you want, but I must have additional PhD.
I see.
And that time I'm interested in religion, in comparative religion. I want to make sure there's peace. I make sure that I am making sure that I got what should I say now? Tolerance. I want to make sure a good mix of people. I can mix around. I don't have to be enemies with Muslim, enemies with Buddhist. So I'm a Christian, but I want to study comparative religion, and they allowed me to study. I studied from. I graduated in 2005. PhD, wow. I graduated in 2005. So I studied from 2001 to 2005.
Oh, very good. Okay, so let me just, but now you are a Christian.
Yes, I'm a Christian. Yep, answer yes.
And so your point for the valuation is that you said beyond pure valuation. So you say something about the vertical townships. So I just like to ask you what role valuer can do in vertical township.
Very good. All right. Let me explain slowly. Okay.
Yes.
Because it's a new concept. At the moment, if you do a research on vertical township or vertical cities or smart cities, there's not a single valuer who knows about it.
Yeah.
There are architects, some intelligent architects who have done some research on it. Some engineers who done some research on it. But I look around. There are now about at least 6 or 7 vertical townships all over the world done without surveyors.
Oh, I see.
So I say to myself, I must plant a seed in all the valuers' mind that we have to become a city planner as well.
I see.
There is no rule. There's a rule for accountancy. You must qualify what to be accountant. There's rules for medical. There's no rule for city planner. Anybody can be a city planner. Sometimes I feel very fed up. Some of the politicians who know nothing about city talk about city planning. So I say, no, that can't be right. I know more valuation, more property, more city than they do. Why should I second place?
So what can you do in the vertical?
Now, first of all, if you are qualified valuer in Thailand, the first thing you must, and if you're young, first thing you must look out for jobs about city planning, even in government.
I see.
You must look out for jobs. You must change your profession to be a planner, a town planner or city planner. Change.
Oh.
Now, if you can't do that, the second thing to do is, if you're in practice like you must start talking. You must do a research and read a lot about vertical township, and then start talking to people, intelligent people. Start talking to accountants, to what should I say now, architects, and say that, hey, you could think, we must think vertical township because of 4 reasons.
Yes.
First reason is a safe carbon footprint.
Yes.
Because more vertical township, less you travel by car.
So
second reason, number 2, second reason, right? Vertical township also means that more exercise, more open space, because not only that, you can walk around because as you go and concentrate everything in one vertical township, you got more space for recreation. You got more space for industrial and you got more space for farming. Make sense? Number two, you make yourself exercise. Number three, also important, because we are valuer, we can value what you're going to sell the properties for. Make sense? When everybody think about how to do vertical township, and then you must say, hey, on the 124th floor, the apartment, how much can we sell? We can advise them. We become the only property valuers specialized in vertical township. Right? The last reason, the fourth reason is also important. Once you become expert in vertical township and in valuation, and you also master quantity surveying, all valuers must also know quantity surveying. Because if you don't know quantity surveying, you talk about the value per square meter, people say, you bullshit, you are only bluffing. But when I was in practice, when I said it's going to cost you $2,000 or $3,000 per square meter, I break it down. I say about $150 is for the foundation. If you don't believe me, I work it out for them. Look, the foundation costs how much? Then how much is for structure? How much is for the roof? So once you grow, once you talk about vertical township, and you are the expert in valuation, and you're also expert in quantity surveying, you become the expert advisor.
So
and your client want to be developer of properties. Stop. You must develop mixed use vertical township.
I see. So our valuer should learn and speak more about vertical township
and sustainability. And also another thing is the fifth reason is also sustainability. It's good. Good words to use. Sustainable is a good word to use.
But most of our valuers, they may be very conventional valuers. They may just on their daily life and just do the valuation or quantity surveying. So in this case, they may not change. So this means it is a time.
Let me say. If you talk to 10 people, maybe no one change. If you talk to 100 people, maybe 2 will change.
Yeah.
You talk to 1,000 people, maybe 200 will change. So it's a matter of quantity. So you and me, like when I go to my website, when I talk to people, I always talk about vertical township. People say, why Francis always talk about vertical? What is he? Is he crazy or what? But then you must admit, yes, I'm crazy. But I think that's the future.
Yes.
COVID-19 tells us that we need to change our design for buildings now. We must say inside every house, like your house now, must have an office. You must have your colleagues working inside your house, but next door an office. So that's no more house for house only, no more. Even a house is changing.
Yeah. So I think in Australia or in the USA, most of the housing are very horizontal, not vertical. So this means that it's so inefficient. So in the future, maybe we need more vertical townships. But what will we do with the rest, the one that's still on low rise?
This is a good question. Once you go vertical, the rest of the land properties can be used for farming, for recreation.
I see.
For park, for playground for children, for football fields.
I see.
For swimming pool. For barbecue. And then you preserve nature. This is what God, this is what Allah, this is what Buddha wants. We want to think of God more than we think of ourselves.
I see. So one question for floor area ratio. In Thailand, we have floor area ratio. That is, if we have a plot of land of around 10,000 square meters.
Yes.
We can build 5 times or 10 times of the land plot. What
Yes.
about in area or in your vertical city? Normally, what is the floor area ratio that should be applicable for vertical city?
All right. This is a question that we could ask. That the government must do a rethink about this. But at the moment, let's say you're limited. So you're limited 5 times, portion of 5. Let's say 1,000, you do 5,000. Now you change 5,000, make it a mixed use.
Yes.
Of the 5,000, only about 2,000 residential, maybe.
Yes.
1,000 must be commercial, maybe.
See.
Right?
But
and then it must be close to the public transport. Important thing, must be close to public transport. I remember in my slides, I got 7 points about sustainability.
Have busway. Yes.
Yeah, you must do the 7 points, right?
Yes. But the thing is, what is the ratio in Thailand? The maximum is 10 times of the land area. Say if you have a piece of land of 10,000 square meters, you can build up to 100,000 square meters. Within this 1,000 square meters, you can may put 40% for recreation, for common area, parking.
Yes.
The rest 60% maybe for sellable areas. That may be sellable area for residential, commercial, or something else. So I like, what is your floor area ratio? The ratio in vertical.
I must say that the ratio can stick to 10, but you now have to have another thing. You must convince the government or your neighbor to combine. Combine. You own 10,000 square meters. Next door neighbor owns another 10,000. Let's combine together. Yeah. Then you got 10 ratio is a bigger area, and we will split the gain, the profit later on. A valuer to come to tell us how much to split. That's a valuer's job. See, once you encourage vertical housing, there'll be more chance for traditional valuers to do valuation.
See, and but sometimes for the government, they may not realize that our valuers can help do vertical city or city planning or country planning. They don't realize that we are available for them to do the valuation of the properties. So sometimes they have the planning that is irrelevant because this area may be very expensive, but they plan to be very low rise or something. But it is hard for a valuer to get into this field of planning. How can we penetrate? How can we penetrate?
All right. But I think come back to the same thing of prospecting. If more of us talk about it, if more valuers talk about it, there'll be some valuers like you, like me and you, who are about to retire or retiring. Valuers think, I can't do valuation anymore. What should I do? They will come and talk about it, and they will form a little small group of people who try to convince the government. So we need to be able to talk to government at par. Don't let the government people sort of bully us. You say, hey, you're not town planner. Then you ask them back, where is the definition of town planner? Show me a definition of town planner. Show me a definition of city plan. It's, no. City planner means you must go to university and study city planning. Right? Is it right? You ask them back that question. Right? Simple enough. Basically, what happened is it's all a question of starting to talk about it so that we be recognized as an expert. You can always tell them, you don't believe me? Ask Francis Lai from New Zealand. So there you are. Right? Then I can talk to them.
See.
We must, in our profession, we must have people who can market ourselves. We are good at marketing properties. We say, oh, this is a good property. Buy this, sell that, buy this, sell that. But we're not good at marketing ourselves. No good. We must learn to market our own services.
Yes. Another thing is, you say something about mixed use. That is a good idea, mixed use of properties. But in Thailand, say office buildings, if you buy an office space, If it
Yes.
is a condominium, maybe
Yes.
the price per square meters maybe around 150,000 baht per square meters, 150,000 per square meter. But in many cases, condominiums, residential condominiums, that is more easier to build, and the heavy load is also lower than office, but they can sell higher price than office space. This is really amazing for me, because office building, they build very strongly because they want to be very heavy load. But for condominium, maybe not so heavy load, but it is stay in the city, in the hub of the city, something like in office building also in the hub of the city. Office condominium, owner-occupied apartments also in the city, but the price of owner-occupied apartments is higher than the price of office space. This is amazing. Is that happen in Wellington, where you stay?
No.
Oh,
Let me explain why first.
well, yes, sir.
The first thing is you must think about is transportation.
Yeah.
I give you an example now. A lot of the train station, the air above the train station was not built up. So the first thing you must tell the government, the air is free at the moment. So in the train station, just when you get about to go to a train station or along the railway track, we can build high rise on top of the railway station, on top of the railway track. At the moment, it's no value, zero, because it's empty air. Then you start with that now. You start with that by telling the government you can tender to developers, not zero now. The airspace, how much you're willing to pay for the airspace, and you must build how many percent residential, how many percent commercial, how many percent offices, how many percent recreational. Get a percentage, and they'll bid for you from the government. Government get money. The government will, like the Singapore government, very smart. Singapore government will say, I will not sell the freehold. I only sell 99 years leasehold of the airspace.
Oh, so one question.
Yes.
If you freehold, say $10,000 per square meter freehold, $10,000 per square meter. In the case of 99-year lease, what is the proportion of the value in Singapore?
That's another good question. Now, at the moment, no one actually knows, but you and I know that if you go to China, everything is no freehold. Everything is occupational rights. 60 years for commercial, 90 years maybe for residential. Singapore the same. So basically what happened is, if we talk about percentage, yes, in New Zealand, we know the percentage. We do some research. So leasehold with more than 50 years to go is almost the same as freehold. You've got 50 years leasehold, because your building lasts a long time. You got 50 years leasehold, your property is worth roughly about 80% of the freehold.
I see.
The minute you touch 50, going down, it will go down very rapidly. So what happened? The government is very smart. Government in Singapore is smart. When the leasehold goes to about 50, 40, 30, they will buy back. They buy back and redeliver higher.
I see.
Last time was 70 story. Now buy back, you build 50 stories.
I see. So in Singapore, back to Singapore, I went to Tampines New Town.
Yes.
Tampines New Town is very famous.
Correct.
And the thing is, if you build 100,000 square meters of residential properties, apartments, if the total amount of residential space is 100,000 or 100,000, so what is the proportion for the commercial space? Roughly, do you know in the case?
Singapore government is very money-minded, very money-minded. So what happens is they say, you build 100,000 square meters of anything, and you don't provide any car park, there'll be car parking charge. You pay me, I will government will build a car park next door to you, but you pay me X dollars. That's one thing. Car park. Second thing, if residential, you want to turn to commercial, you pay me.
I see.
How many stories? You tell me how many stories you want. What's the ratio you want? You must pay me some compensation because I need more things to. I need more things to help you becomes a good commercial center. See, they will use the money. They will build what I say now, medical centers. They built if it's office and residential, they build more what I say now, kindergartens, so that the family can bring the small kids to park there while they're working.
I see.
Then when they go home, they take back the kids to home.
In the case of Taiwanese New Town, if there is around 100,000 square meters of residential properties, and there are also some commercial like shopping centers there, and also office building around there. What is the proportion of office building? Maybe 10,000 square meters? I mean, 110 or 210?
No. I tell you what, each center is different. So you can research, you can type in Tampines towns, and there's a ratio, actual ratio. How many, they didn't call it how many, they don't measure by square meters. They measure by how many units of housing.
I see.
Because they also believe, Singapore also believe that you can't build all the same housing. Even the housing must be a mixture of 1 room, 2 rooms, 3 rooms. You know why? Because sometimes as you go older, you need less space.
I see.
The 1 or 2 bedrooms are for elderly people. And you want the elderly people to live together in Tampines. You want them to move away. So 1 or 2 bedrooms are meant for people 65 years or older. 5 or 6 bedrooms are meant for rich people who got a family of 4 or 5.
Big family.
So therefore, the Singapore government's town planning, because of what Lee Kuan Yew's government has done, their town planners got a good mixture of chartered surveyors, valuers, quantity surveyors, and so on. They're good mixture. So they think good. They think of the welfare of the country more than people from the government from Thailand.
I think in Singapore is a very good case studies for vertical living or vertical township because there are so many new towns, so many towns are along the light rail and also
you see, they got right principle. But the first thing to do, they look at my 7 points again. The first thing you must preserve is historic buildings.
Very good.
Right?
So
you mustn't disturb nature.
Let me just ask you something about. You said that the use of valuation tools for everyday life. You say something about the to develop a successful marketplace strategy. Maybe you can say about this again, please.
Okay, let me just this item was not well presented because of the time factor. But let me tell you in this way, right?
Yeah. You say something about Google. Something about the pricing. How to do.
Let's start like that first. Let us say that you want to buy a second-hand refrigerator.
Refrigerator.
That's an example. Second-hand refrigerator. And you simply go to a second-hand shop and you just buy. Oh, look at price and buy. That's not a valuer. A valuer must start by saying, by doing Google, I want what type of refrigerator. Do I want Westinghouse? Or do I want another brand? The brand is important. Then you must Google the brand. Westinghouse refrigerator, second-hand. And then we will do a market, use our valuation experts and use a market research and do a comparison. This refrigerator, 2 years old. 2 years old. Now they want what price they want to sell to Amazon. What price they want to sell to the other website? You know what I mean? right? I give the whole list to eBay. How much you want to sell to they call it the face. Google got a FaceTime marketplace. So you must do a research first. Then you know, a Western House, 2 years.
Right price.
Western House, a Western House, brand new, $2,000. Let's say. Western House, 2 years, $1,500. Then you know that we got a valuation knowledge. We know the depreciation is $500 for 2 years. What about 4 years?
And the tools something like when you are in Thailand, you were in Thailand, you taught something about the weighted quality score or something that you
correct. Exactly right. So you must do on the count of 1 to 10 a rating. What's the rating, right? How many people in the family use the refrigerator?
Right? If you want to choose your girlfriend, maybe you have to weight it.
My wife is not here. My wife is downstairs. I can tell you honestly. When I was young, I got a checklist for girlfriends. Checklist. On my left-hand side, I got number 1, education. Number 2, the mindset, same or not mindset. Number 3, beautiful or not.
I see.
No, why they're so ugly? No good. So and I got about 10 points, and I always pick. My wife has always been very good. Is my girlfriend long time. So I got my wife's name on one slot and the comparable girl.
I see.
Compare. My wife win.
Comparable properties. I see.
Exactly right. So wife and another compare. Wife wins. Then the next girlfriend comes out. Wife and next girlfriend compare. Still the wife wins.
Correct choice. That's why you have a correct choice.
That is part of. You think carefully. That's part of what we learn.
I see. Yeah.
Right?
So this will be some techniques that you use. And when you study valuation at that time, back in 1960 something, do you still don't have do you use a statistical package like regression or something?
No such thing. At that time, there's no such thing. Just at that time, very, very basic, right? We progress, right? We progress. So that's why I remember our final quote. We cannot solve a problem with the same mindset that creates the problem. You can't. All these things, what I tell you about market comparable use for daily life, are all because we now got more new things we didn't learn when I was in university, right?
I see.
Now in our days, we must think forward. We must learn about vertical township. We must learn about artificial intelligence. We must learn about IT, because the future is not the same as now.
So you also say something about the depreciation that's used for values. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit.
Right. Now, cars, there is always what we learn as residual valuation. All right. When we value a development site, we always think in terms of what you can build there.
Yes.
What you can build there. And then you then discount less cost, less this, less that. You think of when it's completed, how much is the value? When completed, what's the value? Then you deduct the remainder is land. Remember? Use the same technique. Right. You buy a car. I give an example now. That's why the car is example. I want to buy a car, let's say a Mercedes-Benz, 5 years old. Okay. So what I do is I know the Mercedes-Benz brand new. How much? I know the value.
I see.
It's like the residual value now. From then on, you start cutting costs. What's the cost to build? What's the maintenance cost? It's like a maintenance cost is like a income approach. How much money I can get to driving the car? Can you measure pleasure? The pleasure is measurable, not maybe not measurable. You get 0.4, maybe I get 3 or 5. out of Mercedes-Benz,
Uh-huh.
2 or 5 out of Toyota, maybe, yeah? I don't know. So you use this kind of system and you end up with an answer.
I see.
And then you're not happy with it. Use another method. Use the comparative method, another answer. So you use about 3 or 4 methods, 3 or 4 answers. Then you average them or you weight them.
That's why to select the which car you will buy.
Correct.
And
that's right.
Say you said that the car is the brand new one is 30,000, and the second hand one maybe 5 years old one maybe 15,000. So it's discount half price. So
yes. I don't know about in Thailand, but in New Zealand,
yes, sir.
The cars drop 15% the minute you take the car out.
Ouch. Oh.
You go to a garage, go to the car sales yard, brand new Mercedes-Benz, 250,000, let's say.
I see.
The minute you take the money, take the 250,000 out, the car out of the yard, and you sell it back to them again.
I see.
15% down.
I see.
Immediately.
So the
ratio.
Non-linear relation.
Yes, that's right. So you can draw the graph now. When it's 1 year later, of course it depends on other things now. Depend on mileage, right?
Yes.
Depend on who's the user. Is it a woman user or not? Is it a man or woman? Is it used for house as well as business, right? So a lot of the factors, again, the same principle. Go through the factors, and then you find that I think a 5 years old car average is 15,000, but this one I like the color.
I see.
I like the leather, so I pay more. I pay 17,000, 20,000. But you must have a limit. It's like auctioning. You mustn't be emotional.
I see.
There's always another car coming next year, next month, tomorrow.
New competitors coming.
Yes.
We may review what do you mean by salvage value again. So our valuers maybe like to know salvage.
Salvage is if the car cannot be used as a car, so you got to think about selling the metal.
Yes.
Yeah, or maybe selling to another country, selling to Cambodia, selling to Myanmar. That is a salvage means no longer used as a car in your country.
Yeah, like from Japan, they may sell to Thailand or somewhere.
Yeah, because Japan got a very strict law. After 10 years, they say the car got no use. No matter how good it is, the car, 10 years, they drop. So all the 10-year-old Japanese car come to Thailand.
Nice.
Or Myanmar, right?
Yeah.
So same thing happened. So salvage, the word salvage means remainder, the bones of our flesh.
And your slide, you say something about the boat. What is it about the boat?
Wait. Which one?
Yacht.
Yeah.
Yacht.
Again, the boat. I tell you what, I have valuers, right? Because in New Zealand, we are very famous in yachting.
Yes.
So some of our trained valuers becomes expert boat builder.
Boat builders.
Yes, because inside the boat is the same as a house.
I see.
Right? If you go to a luxury boat or you go to a yacht, the design is different. But you learn that.
Maybe really short, right? Compared to house. What is the economic life for a yacht in your?
Very interesting. Right. The economic life for a yacht. Let's see now. For a yacht, in the case of America's Cup, let's say that it's about 4 years.
Only 4 years.
Because after 4 years, you can't use it to race anymore.
So it becomes salvage.
Or it becomes the price drop a lot because nobody wants to buy a boat that you can't live in it. Have you seen a yacht racing? Have you seen America's Cup? You must see. America's Cup is a lot of boats that with a lot of machine that they use a lot of wheels. They cycle to get the they cannot use sail.
Uh.
You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, they must use sail, but you must cycle to get the direction right and so on. So a lot of sails, all the sails are not mechanically done. It's done by leg muscles, hand muscle. You got to grind. You must keep on grinding. So no more use after 4 years. Because the next design comes in. Next design, new design.
So new engine come. The one be obsolete. So when obsolete, there will be
salvage value. Salvage value.
And say last, I let you try kindly tell us for valuers any thing you should tell the valuers to prepare themselves for the new environment today. What should do a valuer adjust themselves somehow? What should they do to prepare themselves for the future?
Okay, that's a good question. I let me have a think about this before I answer you. I think valuers, if you got a chance to mix up with the industrial, if you're trying to do valuation of industrial concerns, it's good that valuers must talk more to the industrialists.
I see.
Whether they are for instance, I give you an example now. Oil palm, for instance, right? Yeah. Valuers must start to talk about what is the downstream product. Talk to more about, you must learn from your clients. Because you, in order to be a valuer, you must learn why is it, oil palm. Let me ask you a question. If the oil palm becomes useless, like the salvage value, do you know the oil palm can make into sugar?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. Coffee mate, coffee mate? Coffee mate? Coffee mate is made from oil palm.
I see.
The residue, the remainder, the salvage value. And oil palm is made in cosmetic. Cosmetic use a lot of oil palm. So these are things that the valuer must. Okay, the advice I give valuers is we got 2 ears and 1 mouth. So we got to learn how to listen more.
I see.
Talk less.
I see.
Then how to listen more? How to listen by listening more? You always ask questions. You must always ask the industries. I want to value your plan, but tell me more about your sequence.
I see.
Why you place this machine this way? Ask questions, they will give answer. And in the answer, you learn about things more.
By the way, in the case of valuing oil palm, maybe you briefly tell us if we are appointed to do valuation of an oil palm, and if we are valuers that normally value a house, what should we do? How can we do to value an oil palm plantation? What is your suggestion, sir?
I think that is another topic we got to do one day, because it's not just 1 or 2 minutes. Because I've done oil palm before.
Yeah,
I've done in Thailand. I done oil palm before. I done what is it? Rubber plantation before in Malaysia.
Rubber
I've
plantation.
done what should I say now? I done your
orchard.
Orchards.
Yes.
Orchard I do it here as well. I know orchard here. So the important thing to remember is you got to valuers got to understand the sequence of event. Why they put this machine there?
I see.
Why? So it's important to know the sequence of what happened.
I see.
And once you know the sequence,
listen.
And listen, you can value.
And then
we got the tools. We got the 5 tools. Comparable, number 1. Number 2, income.
Yes, sir.
DCF, same as the 2B. 2A is income. DCF 2B, right? Replacement.
Yes.
Replacement, right?
Yes.
And then residual. Right?
Yes sir หนูรับบอกยังมาหน่อย
You agree?
Yes sir so one last question there may
Sure.
be a last question but one last question is that you are 83 years old how
Yes.
can you do make yourself to be very active I think many of our valuers like to be active like you so how to maintain yourself very active maybe you can kindly tell us ยังใช้ได้อยู่
The first thing
ใช้ได้
the first thing which most people can't do is to sleep.
Pardon?
The very first thing you must learn to do is to sleep.
Sleep or some enough sleep 8 hours
No, 8 hours. I tell you what. I tell you what. The minute my head touched the pillow on the bed,
yes.
the minute I touch it, right, about 5 minutes, I already gone sleep. But most people 8 hours. No, 8 hours means you go there and still worry about tomorrow. What happened? Where's my money coming from? Oh, I got problem. Tomorrow I have to do a presentation with so on. So you can't sleep. So 8 hours, only 2 hours sleep. No good. The first thing to remember is have a good religion. You trust God. You trust Buddha.
I see.
Whenever there's something wrong, blame Buddha. Don't blame. Bring it to him. Buddha, you solve for me. You tell me tomorrow how to do this. That's how when you tell me to do this presentation, I sleep like a log. Because I every night when I sleep, I leave it to Buddha.
I see. And do you do exercise? Do you exercise?
Yes, exercise. Yeah, exercise. As you go older and older, the only exercise you need to do is walking. Yeah, the rest, no need.
I see.
You walk at your own pace. You don't worry what people say. Don't challenge. Don't make it a race. You just walk about. I and my wife walk about 2 hours a day.
Oh, a lot. I see.
2 hours. 1 hour in the morning. 1 hour in the evening before dinner.
I see. I heard that you said that medical doctors and valuers or something earn not much different in New Zealand.
Yes.
But in Thailand, it is a big difference. What is your suggestion?
Wow. To whom? To a doctor or to the valuer? I don't know.
To the valuer.
To a valuer. Okay. The valuer must understand that the money people pays for the doctor, right, cannot compare to you because because when you make a wrong valuation, let's say, the only thing you talk about is insurance claim, or maybe you lose a lot of money, but you don't lose life. If a doctor make a mistake, life are lost.
Yes.
Right. So every night they sleep for 8 hours, they lie in bed for 8 hours, they only sleep for 2 hours.
I see.
Valuers lie in bed for 8 hours, but they sleep 7 hours. Right?
See.
This is to compare. So what I'm saying is that there is a song in Cantonese, which I don't know whether you know. Maybe it's also in Thai. It's a Cantonese drama that says that whether you are rich or poor, whether you got money in the bank or not, right?
I see.
At age of 83, whether I got money or not, depends on first karma. You must do good things. Karma is important. Second thing, you must not think too much about things. You must always say, you can't think of the problem, give it to God, give it to Buddha, give it to Allah. Don't think for yourself. Because we cannot think. We are not God.
See. And like valuers and surveyor like you, and at this age, I think you should earn a lot during the past. Is that right? You should earn quite a lot. You may possess a lot of properties, like buying a house.
Okay, let me explain to you this one. You buy a lot of properties. Whether you end up with a lot of properties depends on your luck, on your fate, on your karma. You know? how much money you get, or even I rather don't have so much money. I got a good family. I got four kids,
Yes.
8 grandchildren. They are very united, very united.
And
Like you, your family. I see your family. You are very united. Your children, how you your children watch you, how you treat your mother, and how your wife behaves. They learn. It's better to have a tight, close family than to have a lot of money. What for? Money cannot buy happiness.
A good prototype. You are a great prototype. Indeed.
Because number one, I don't worry. I leave it to God. Number two, I walk. Number three, I always got mental exercise. You look at my website. I'll give you very soon. My website, all these notes will come in the website, and you look at my website. I always solve puzzles. I invent puzzles for people to solve. I can invent word puzzles. I can invent for my grandkids. I invent problems for them. You must have, mind must be active. So physical active. Okay, it's like a wheel. It's like a wheel in a car. Wheel in a car got spokes, right? Spokes. If the spokes are all must be same pressure.
So,
one pressure.
You said you will move to senior home instead of staying in a home. So this means if we are in good hands of the not God but medical doctors, it will be better. So I think senior home industry in New Zealand should be booming because there should be a lot of more.
Yes. I tell you what, I pay for the right to not for the real estate. I don't own the home. I pay a big sum for the rights to live there, the longer of 2 lives. Right? So but the retirement home in New Zealand is different from the retirement home in Thailand. We got very good care. When I will be moving there on the 15th of October, I let you know, good facilities. It's like staying in a hotel.
And you will have more friends. You will have the future as well.
And not only friends, especially when two of us, we stay in a house, very big house, 2-story, 280 square meters altogether. My wife is downstairs. I'm upstairs now, right? But I can tell you why I say inside. Sometimes we fail. I have ever fallen. And then what happened?
No one knows.
No one knows what happened. Whereas you stay in the home, you got a button, you wear a button, you press, people know.
I see. And how much you have to spend per month to be in a home?
Very good. Okay. Because it's not your house, it's the unit as an apartment, right? 87 square meters apartment. So I pay about $680 every month to maintain the gardens. All the gardens, a lot of beautiful gardens. I will show you very soon. I'll show you a picture of it. All the gardens and all the facilities are for free. Swimming pool, gym, cafe, a very low price. I can buy a meal for $11.
Oh, very good.
It's about half the price of a meal commercially.
Yes.
And they got a lot of sports. I can have bowling. I can have table tennis.
So how much you spend if like a man who want to stay in senior home? How much do they have to spend per month?
Okay. Now, I look at I give myself. I have already paid. I paid 830,000. 830,000 New Zealand dollars for 87 square meters. And it's not a real estate. I paid like a right to stay for the longer of my or my wife's life, longer of the two, right? At the end, if we either give up or don't want, I'll be refunded 70%.
Oh,
so 830,000, I lose roughly about 30%. 240,000 gone.
So it can be sold to other people.
But not. I do not. It's not my real estate. I don't sell. They will renovate and sell again.
Then they return to you 70% of the asset. the
So
capital.
the way I look at it, is I pay roughly about 500,000. No, I pay around 240,000, right? Like I pay rent in advance to a hotel.
Very good.
I stay there until I die. Stay there, but every month I only pay the maintenance of my gardens or swimming pool. Everything maintained $600, $680 a month.
Yeah, I think that senior homes may be bankrupt because you will stay very long.
but they know how to calculate. If I'm bankrupt, the next I won't suffer. The person who buy in the future will suffer because they make it higher price.
I mean, you will stay very long, so the senior home may have to take care of you too long. That's why will be in trouble.
I don't know. I can't say this because it all depends on Buddha. I know of people, a friend of mine who's very, very active. Suddenly, one day, just one day, he got a heart attack and is gone.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we cannot. This is very important for us to know that we cannot play God. We are not God.
Yeah. This is the God's will.
Yes, God's right. Will. Yeah.
But not Christian. But I heard my friend said so. One day, maybe in my next life.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
The Muslim calls it Inshallah. The Buddhists call Amitofu.
I see.
Right. Your Buddhist monk always recite the Buddhist chant. Amitofu. How to call it? Amita something.
Yeah, Amitaput.
Amitaput. That's right. Important. The God must. So that's why sometimes we human beings try to be too clever. Try to use every energy of ours, air for free. Let's breathe in. Water for free. Let's use. No good.
No.
We are disturbing nature.
Yes, that is a correct. Okay, so that's all about what we talk. And your website is you read that, right?
No, I write for you. I write down here big small u hyphen then WRITE, right? Hyphen
yes.
read.com.
I see. So, but anyway, your paper will be given to our colleagues, so they will be able to have a look.
Now, I will finish the paper by tonight, and then I'll post it to you. I post on the site first.
Yeah.
It's in English and Chinese.
I see.
Bilingual. So you can send the idea. You know why you must send it to? I tell you why you must be bilingual. Because the whole world is changing.
Yes.
There are now more people who speak Mandarin who look at Chinese than who look at English.
I see.
So you and you tell me what the values must learn. I think this is the thing you remember now. Learn Mandarin.
I see. So do you think China is a threat to the world?
No. We don't care. We don't care whether China is a threat, not threat, but more and more people in number terms, right, read Chinese.
Yes.
Whether they're threat on the world, we don't care. But all China, Taiwan, American Chinese, Thai Chinese, right? Teochew, Hokkien, Guangzhou, all read the same words. So you must tell your Thai valuers, what for want to always write in Thai? Thai is good because your language is Pasa Thai, the Kun Rao and Chow Thai, but you must learn to communicate. Yes. Imagine you tell the some Chinese from let's say from England about you write the article in English and you translate the Chinese and say a vertical township. They understand.
I see.
I see. All right. And they say, next time I must find soap porns. And I said, soap porn, I don't know Chinese. I depend on my translator. Don't care. But they know that you are expert in city vertical living. You see?
Okay. So that is the case. So thank you very much for your time.
One
I
last
hope it will be very good for colleagues.
wait. I got a request for you. You must now teach me how to do Zoom.
Yes, we are doing Zoom already.
But I don't see. I want to be like you. I want to be able to set something up and say, today I want to talk about, let's say now, how to solve Sudoku. I got a book. No? You can buy. You go to Amazon. You can buy my book on Sudoku.
Yes. And another thing is you can share the files, share your screen.
Yes.
You can
everything.
The PowerPoint yourself or something. I think
I don't believe in
will
copyright.
be able to teach you.
I don't believe in copyright. I tell you why. If you don't copy from your father, how can you progress?
Yeah.
If you don't copy when you're in school, you don't copy from some other people. How can you improve?
Like father, like son.
Yes, that's right. I did very good conversation. Thank you very much, Ajahn. So far.
You are so kind. Thank you. All the best to you. Yeah. See you later.
May God be with you all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
May God give you more strength.
Thank you.
Bye
Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.